This is a quick Odroid build. Started it a couple of days ago. Everything was going fine and dandy, and then we came across a problem with the board. Let's see if I can get it on the camera. This micro switch is not in very good condition. It arrived like that. Luckily I'd already done this, well, I'd done all this with video, so that showed it as being dead. But today we have a nice new motherboard. So it's time to put this back together. I say back together because most of it was together. I was expecting to have to return the board, so I tore it apart again. So the only things that are fitted in, the battery is fitted in the back of the case, and the screen is fitted. Now the screen is one of the hardest things to do on this, allegedly. It's very easy to break this screen. So I'll put that little bit of video in, really quick little piece, and it was in the wrong orientation. Everything I did with that was wrong really, but it'll do for now. Screen's very delicate. Peel the screen protector off. Slide it behind 3 of the pins, top or bottom, doesn't really matter, but slide it behind, make sure it's nice and snug in that little receptacle. Don't push it in there. Instead, without touching the screen front, just flex the case so that the pins just come clear of the screen and it drops into place. Give it a little prod. Now in the rush land of what I'm trying to do, I really want the main screen front on there, the protector. That way there's no dust getting in, no chance of me touching that screen by accident any further, which I haven't done so far. Once it's stuck in, we're a happy bunny. We're now fingerprint proof. Turn it back over. You can have another prod and a squeeze at the back of the screen. Again, no real pressure to get downwards. You do not want to break the screen at this stage. And pretty much that's what's involved in getting the screen in there. A few extra prods. Happy, happy, happy. Moving on. Job done. Now, this only goes in one orientation, obviously, because there's only 2 screws for it. So slot it in there. Pick a screw up. All the screws internally are short. The screws that you get with the kit are, I think you get about 9 short screws, and you only need 7. So maybe they'd give you a couple just in case. Just in case you come on, you strip one or ruin the head of one. The problem with this, well, you can see it, well, this ribbon connector that you really need to be careful of, it rests against the big ribbon connector. Now mine luckily has got a bend in it now because it's been in and out once. When you first get yours, it won't have a bend in it, and it's a bit of a pain that you have to hold this down whilst putting screws in. There we go. Because it wants to push away. Now obviously I've already cut a thread into all this plastic. When you're first doing it, you're really going off field to try and get things nice and tight here, and it's a bit fiddly because it fights you until the screws are somewhere nearby. So that feels okay, we'll go with that. Now what else do I need before I do anything else? I need you with a nice little slot in. I need you, come on, don't fight me. Should go on there. Yeah, that's good. Buttons I can do in a minute. I can never remember which round, no, forget that, we'll come to that in a minute. Don't forget these little wrap bags, your L2 and R2. Now, they are side specific. They have a little, they're hard to see, a little wedge on one end. So your buttons go in here and the wedge goes up against your battery, so when you put it up against your screen, so when you put it in, it hooks against the screen and it stays put. Same for the other one, which I'm trying to do that where you can see it. So in there, I had trouble with this one last time I did it. My hands aren't really built for this job. No, I did it with tweezers last time, I'll do it with tweezers this time. So, over here. Come on, come on, stop biting me. Right, so goes in yonder, like so, and squidges down the side of your screen. Nothing too nasty, just a little push and we're in place. Right, buttons. A's here, what have we got? B, low. A is that. How's the problem? Is X, Y is that. They only go one way, just keep twiddling until they drop in. Or have a look at the front, whichever you feel best doing. And done. You guys sticking, yeah, there we go. They have a little pin to hold them, that's good. There's a pin there to hold them. That's the buttons taken care of. Speaker has a slot cut here, that's for your wire, so when you stick it in, your wire will go free. When you're doing yours, make sure you keep this, well, when I'm doing mine now, I'm going to do the same thing, so make sure this wire comes out and stays out. You don't want that getting trapped in here when you put the board in. And don't forget your 6 buttons. They're horribly soft. I don't like going through there at all, but they do. 6. Motherboard. 2 ribbon cables, obviously. You need to get those through this slot. So, through the slot. Now, first time that went in, dead easy. Didn't even hiccup. It was straight away, not an issue. Obviously, it was just a happy little bunny, dead straight piece of wire. Now it's not a dead straight piece of wire. Your screws inside, I think I've already said, all short screws. So, let's start them off. Make sure everything's flat and nothing's causing a problem before I tighten things down. So, right, let's do it that way. I'm trying to be cocky doing it in one hand, so it's just not going to work the way I wanted. So, put you in. All the screw holes in this are all clearly marked, and with everything, if you've already cut a thread, then back it out first till it clicks. That tells you you've got your thread lined up. And then run it in. So every time you start screwing something plastic, well, anything really, start it off by going backwards. An easy trick, nothing to it. That's one. Come on. I wasn't very 100% with that. No, we're good. Just a little bit worried that the speaker might have moved again. It hasn't, it's fine. And the 5th one, I said they're all clearly marked. There it is. Okay. And the last one, we're over there you are. Okay, happy with that. Power button, we might as well put that in now rather than forget about it. Power button, it's just on a stalk, so slide it in that, push it down, that holds it in place. It shouldn't go anywhere, it should rest nicely in. So theoretically it's not going anywhere. We only have 4 screws left now. What do we need to do now? Might as well do the speaker, which is fairly easy. Okay. Big fingers again. Screen right out. Try again. Once you get it started, it's easy enough. There we go. Speaker's going in. Nice and firm. Right. These are worth a mention. That, for those that don't know it, I'll put a picture up in a minute. That slides out all of about, that's probably 1.5 millimeters. That's as far as you want to come out for that one. And it literally, in direction, if it was this, it slides this way towards the edge. So that allows this cable under there. Says heat. It would do if it was fully out. Try again. Come on, let me in there. I do hate these things. There we go. So slide it in as far as you can get it. There is a line, but I found if I only went as far as the line, when I put it all together, it didn't actually want to work with the other board. Sorry, with this board. Was it this board? No, obviously not this board. With the other board. It didn't want to work with the other board on my other black. That's where I'm getting this idea from. This one, when I connected it up, I didn't go quite as far with the cable, and it looked like it was all the way, but no, it refused. It just wouldn't. When you put the whole case together, the screen wouldn't work. So I had to take it all apart and come back to it. Once again, this is slightly different. This one bends up 90 degrees to be open. Now again, I've got the wrong glasses on today. It's once it's open, it's a zero insertion thing. Typical. My good ones are downstairs. I'll go with this. All you need to do with this one, obviously, is the same thing. Slide it underneath, like so. And once it's all the way in, which it looks like it's all the way in to me, then close her up, push it flat, and that's locked in. I think, yeah, that's good. That's the easiest one I've done yet. So from there, all we need to do now is connect our battery up. Check it which way around. So, two little silver pins at the top on this one. So red towards me. It's a lot harder once it's in the case. So for me, if I was putting the battery in, which is what I originally did with the other one, I would put the battery in first. We're almost there. Done, done, done. Make sure, last time I'm rushing a little, make sure that this wire off your speaker isn't going to get trapped. There we go. Problem with it is, because of where it is, come on, get in there. Because of where it is, there's a clip here that could also catch it. So it's a bit of a pain. Just try and lose it in there if you can. There we go. Better. Ideally, I don't want it near the clip, but it's just going to fight me, this one, because it's already been bent. Never mind. But don't forget to put your shoulder buttons in, left and right. Right. That'd be quite embarrassing if you did that, wouldn't it? I haven't done it. Don't ask. I'm trying to do this off camera. Don't drop it inside. Drop it inside, you've got to take it all apart. You know, fiddle around, but you don't want to fiddle around. This is so hard when you're trying to do it on camera. Come on. There we go. And once you're in there, line everybody up. Come on. Line everybody up. Make sure that wire isn't going to get trapped. And clamp her down. Now there's 6 clips on this. That doesn't feel right to me. Ah, there we go. She's gone. Yep, we're good. Are we good? No, we're not. We're not. This one. Bloody wire. Knew that was going to be a problem. Get out of the way. Much better. So now, we're all boxed all together. Clip, 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 clip. It's finished, apart from 4 screws, which are here. Now in reality, it fits so well, you might not even need these damn screws, but it's better to have it stay together when you're passing it around people than it is to fall apart, so finish the damn job. I didn't do what I told you to do earlier. Come on, there we go. Yeah. somewhat. That, as I say, is that. Memory card in if you've got one. This is the one out of my black. And then we'll see, does she boot up? Da, da, da. My watch vibrating. And that, as they say, is that. I'm impressed with Odroid. I'm impressed with this machine. Build quality is nowhere near the metal, but then the metal is a ridiculously stupidly expensive thing. This is more powerful. Only has the one joypad. I don't know. It's not as stunningly built, but it's quite cheap. So for me, I quite like this, and I quite like the way it runs. So the weirdest thing of all, this is set up with retro arcade, which is really nice. I don't know, there's another one, I've forgotten the name of it now off the top of my head. Oh, Emulation Station. I quite fancy the idea of trying that, so I might just put Emulation Station on one of them and try this one on this and see how it goes. And do a comparison at some point. But that, as they say, is how you build an Odroid. Da, da, da.